Hello everybody and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jayzon, and tonight we've got a Division C East matchup for you guys. UARK Esports versus Wood League. So we're going to get a nice little look here tonight into UARK Esports, who's going to be on our Thursday night showdown this week here for NGS. And they're going to be going up against Wood League. Should be a pretty interesting matchup between these two teams. Let me just make sure we've got everybody on the right side. Let's see, UARK. Yeah, okay. Yep, they're going to swap sides for me. So nice. So we'll have, UARK Esports on the left, Wood League on the right. UARK currently 10-6, while Wood League is 9-8 on the season. So both teams holding their own here in C East this season so far. Okay, he wants me to drop the Twitch link. I can do that. Oh, maybe it is just his link. Anyway. Man, I'm going to let him know that we're ready. And we'll quickly go over the map selections here. Want to thank Weenus, as always, for providing this cool map tool. We did have Wood League winning the toss. They elected to ban out Dragonshire. UARK Esports then responding with the ban out on Infernal Shrines and Towers of Doom. The first pick here for Wood League, who will be let's see. There we go. Yeah, we'll be picking the map, and so we'll have UARK Esports on first pick, first ban. And looks like we've got all 10 ready to go. They are going to be starting up here in just a moment. Looks like somebody's doing a POV stream, so they're just working out the details with that here in chat before we get started. Want to thank everybody for coming out and watching here tonight. We've got a lot of great NGS matches going on right now, so I appreciate you guys stopping by over here. Big week for C West. We've got the or for C Division in general. We've got a C East matchup tonight as the first ever Tuesday night showdown on the Nexus Gaming Series channel. And here we go into match or game number 1 of this best of 3 match here for UARK Esports versus Wood League. First pick, first ban. Going to go over to UARK, as this is Wood League's pick for map choice. And this is definitely a map that favors team fighting. Globals can be a very good advantage to have here as well. We'll have to see if either team wants to try to prioritize that one. Anna and Garrosh going to be banned out to start. Johanna in response. So UARK Esports putting a main focus on the tanks early. And of course, Anna, very strong now. Eye of Horus, no longer bugged, so is now usable. And since we've seen that, we've seen quite a lot of powerful Ana play in the last couple weeks, but overall. And Sylvanas going to be banned out as well for Wood League. So Sylvanas getting some attention here early. I feel like she's very powerful in the current meta, but a little bit under-respected, but earning a first ban at the start of this game 1, and Dahaka going to be picked up as the first pick for UARK Esports. So they do elect to prioritize that global advantage that you can really utilize on this map. The extra soak is really nice, but being able to cap, especially in the triple altar spawns, being able to cap the top and then rotate down quickly with the brush stock can be a very nice advantage. Meanwhile, on the other side, Wood League grabbing an early Azmodan and a Nubarak. So with the heavy tank ban out and priority from UARK Esports, I like that call to get a good, solid meta tank early. It does still leave up Diablo here for UARK Esports, but the Azmodan also picked as kind of a pseudo-global with the soak ability, at least from those generals, and a good AoE poke and denial from Azmodan. Meanwhile, Diablo Zeratul picked up for the side of UARK, so they're going to be able to put pressure on to the back line of Wood League, but Azmodan not particularly phased by that much of the time, assuming that he's got good peels, as he does have a massive health pool. Meanwhile, we're going to see Tyrande banned out here for Wood League, so putting an emphasis on that CC chain denial, and meanwhile UARK going to take out the Malfurion. So Rhaegar going to be picked up for Wood League as they look to try and maybe choke out those support options a little bit here for UARK. And the Rexar. So we've seen a little bit more Rexar, particularly in the 4-man, but he's still a decent solo laner. Misha, of course, very annoying to have to deal with when you're trying to cap these altars. And now we'll see 2 more picks here for the side of UARK Esports. We'll see if they maybe want to go with something like a Jaina, some good follow-up potential for that Zeratul VP to pair with that Apocalypse, and it looks like it's going to be Phoenix, probably with the Savo, so you can get a lot of extra AoE damage off of that, and then Karazim as well. Could be a good counter to all those high health pools with the seven-sided strike. However, it's countered a little bit by Rexar and Misha. So we'll have to see if maybe Palm is the choice here for Dead Latin. Meanwhile, Hanzo is going to be picked up here by Wood League to finish this off. So, you know, the arrow to possibly set up a lot of the damage from Rexar, Misha, and the Azmodan. And it can be a denial in some of these wombo combo options for UARK. Can try and at least forestall some of the follow-up damage or the setup from Zeratul. But either way, we are going into game number 1 here. Towers of Doom. A very entertaining match to... or a very entertaining map, I should say, to be able to cast on here. It's always fun to see the comeback potential on this map, the fact that it's never really over until those last shots are headed for the core. And I've seen a lot of really competitive matchups, not only on this map, but just in Division C in general this season. I feel like a lot of what I've seen from this division has been back and forth, and really most divisions in NGS this season. I feel like the placements were done incredibly well here for Season 6, and we're seeing that in the results of the matchup. But either way, we are going into game number 1, Towers of Doom. On the left, UARK Esports. We've got Dead Latin playing the Karazim. Z-Blaster going to be on the Zeratul. Blue Space Hat on the Diablo. Pokemaster J on the Phoenix. And Jax Taxman going to be playing the Dahaka. Meanwhile, on the right, we've got Wood League. We've got J-Mac playing the Anubarak. Kavlor going to be playing the Azmodan. Korix going to be playing the Rexar. Barcode going to be on Rhaegar. And Droopy going to be on the Hanzo. Right away, rotation to the mid by both of these squads. We'll bring up these talents so you can see what these guys are building towards. Essence talent at level 1 for Dahaka. We're going to see Iron Fist coming out from Karazim, so he's looking for more damage-oriented build here. I'm not surprised to see the Globe talent here for Anubarak or the Arrow build for Droopy. Those are pretty much standard. What's not quite as standard is Barcode going with the extra speed. I guess that's one of the 2 standard ones. And there it is. Paying off as they rotate quickly and are able to get first blood here on Phoenix. Massive rotation to the bot here by Wood League. Gonna give him the quicker rotational ability, which is important on this map. We mentioned the global advantage, so having that extra speed on rotation can be nice. We'll bring his wolf form up to full mounted speed at 30%, And since he doesn't have to cast to go into his mount and doesn't get dismounted by damage, it's a really big rotational advantage for Woodley. And it gives him a little extra escapability. But Jax Taxman actually rush stalking down into this match, or into this fight, as Rexar is currently double soaking. And so they're going to pick a little bit of a fight, but it looks like both of them are going to end up walking away, and Jax Taxman going to look to rotate around. It's going to be a little harder for him to rotate the old-fashioned way. He doesn't have the extra brush stock speed. So, no race car build here. Z-Blaster, meanwhile, in the bot, just kind of keeping an eye on things, rotating around. Playing that living ward, if you will. Meanwhile, Korix doing a nice job of pushing in the mid lane, trying to deny some of the XP, but Dead Latin is going to get here in time to be able to soak that up. Slight XP lead right now for Wood League, but nothing to write home about. And we are going to see the front wall taking a ton of damage, though. That is something that I would want to brag to my mama about. Very early advantage here for Wood League. Meanwhile, globes are starting to stack up. 40 so far here for Kavlor. That's pretty well done.
You must capture them quickly.
J-Mac rotating to the mid, catching this just in time. And we have our first triple altar phase. The first and fifth map objectives here on Towers are the triple altar phases. The others are random, but we guarantee are not triples for the remainder of the match. Meanwhile, we will see nice zoning by Wood League to get started here. Kavlor is going to start on the cap. Pokemaster J going in very deep to deny, but it looks like it's just going to be a single poke and a lot of damage in response. Droopy actually getting him pretty low here. And the arrow's enough! The scouting arrow gets to him. And Phoenix goes down. That giant player model that Phoenix has, the targeting circle under him. It's that scouting arrow finding its mark for a very flashy kill here. Meanwhile, the members of UARK come up, but with the rotation from Wood League and the stall from Korix, they are not going to bother trying to contest this, even after killing Misha. And just like that, it's going to be the double cap for the side of Wood League and a 4-point advantage on core health. Pokemaster J coming back up and going to the bot lane for the soak. Meanwhile, globes are, or stacks I should say, are now up to 50 for that Globe of Annihilation for Kavlor. About a quarter of the way there here at the 4-minute mark. Here comes the rotation though. The flank is on for UARK right as they hit level 7, but they're going to elect to not go after it for now. I think I like that call overall. Meanwhile, we are going to see both teams going ahead and picking up their camps here again in the bot lane. Wood League did have a bit of a rotational advantage on the last one, able to clear out the opponent's sappers while pushing in their own very aggressively. And now, any sapper damage is going to go directly onto the bell tower itself, so it's a pretty important moment for the side of UARK Esports to try and deter, but they don't have the wave clear that Wood League has, so it's going to be difficult for them to really be able to push this back. Meanwhile, you know, between all of the extra spawns here from Kavlor and J-Mac, it does help them a lot in terms of trying to press it in, but nice response from UARK. They bring Z-Blaster down, and the 4-man is able to clear it before the bell tower takes any damage. Meanwhile, Alter spawning here in the mid, and it looks like all 5 members are going to rotate to it. Rexar just a little bit late on the rotation this time around. Dead Latin going to start the cap, but it looks like it is going to be interrupted once by J-Mac, and Korix has rotated, and we'll be able to get that barcode getting flipped around, and not even the Wolf Run speed is going to be enough to get him out of that situation. Meanwhile, we do see Misha in there trying to be a pest, but now down 1 member, their support of all roles to be down here. It's going to be difficult for them to sustain through this, but they are getting a good amount of damage out of Kavlor right now. Good pokes for both him and Droopy. So, ton of damage over onto UARK, and they are actually having to posture back a little bit. Z-Blaster did tap and come in. Huge grab by Blue Space Hat there. putting Azmodan in the corner and getting the counter kill here in this situation. They're going to pick up a Misha as well. Souls also being completed by Blue Space Hat. And it looks like they had one last interrupt there for Jax Taxman. And that is going to be it, as the bell tower is going to be capped. And we're going to have a tied game here on Towers of Doom. 32-32. UARK Esports coming back here as they head towards the mid-game. Level 10 now also in for them. They've got about a half-level lead as they pick up that 10 advantage. And the heroics are coming in hot. It is indeed going to be Void Prism along with the Salvo. Isolation, it's actually going to be Lightning Breath instead of the APOC to follow up Void Prism. And then also the 7-sided Strike. So they're looking for that blow-up potential. And Isolation plus natural CC after these Void Prisms might be enough without APOC. Plus the Lightning Breath damage will be good for them. Meanwhile, on the other side, level 10's coming in now for Wood League. It's going to be the Blackpool along with Cocoon, Summon Boars, the Arrow, and the Ancestral Healing. So pretty standard across the board. Summon Boars, a little bit of an interesting pick. You kind of... I've seen a lot more of the Misha upgrade, but you know, since we've been seeing some Rexar play, but not completely surprised to see the Summon Boars. The slowing, the extra CC can be very nice, and honestly, I haven't seen a whole lot of Rexar to know which one is better, so a little bit of a learning experience for me this game as well, here in game number 1. This is, of course, a best-of-3 series, as are all series here in the Nexus Gaming series. So strap in, ladies and gentlemen, for the excitement we've seen here in the first half of this matchup. I can only imagine what else we're going to see in the rest of this series. Z-Blaster coming on the flank. This is a double altar spawn, so they can look to trade, but instead are going to force the issue down here. A couple members are up in the top, but the 7-sided comes down. The Arrow also kind of point blank, not getting much of a stun, but it does look like Rexar is going to get the cap in mid. Meanwhile, down here in the bot, Dead Latin trying to get the cap. The members of UARK Esports trying to zone, and they do successfully do that. So it will be a trade out, and we will remain tied. But meanwhile, Jax Taxman getting stunned, does pop the Essence and the Burrow to try and heal. Meanwhile, they're looking at the engage on the other side. 3-man VP, and the Lightning Breath coming out of it as well. So we'll have the slow from that with the Savo. So many members low, Barcode especially super low though, but they'll turn around. And with that arrow from Droopy, they get the kill on Phoenix. So what a response here from Wood League. They have a ton of AoE damage to UARK Esports, and that VP was a good setup. But they just weren't able to lock in Wood League. They just walked away from it. They were able to survive with just enough health all around there. And then that kind of fade-away cheeky kill there from Droopy. Overall, it's a pretty even exchange. But just not quite enough to seal it in just yet for UARK. We'll see if maybe that combo can be a little bit more effective. I think in order to see that, we're going to have to see Blue Space Hat be in a little bit deeper when he goes for that Lightning Breath, because if the members of Wood League are just allowed to walk out of it, it's not going to be quite as effective. And he's unstoppable when he's in that ult, so, you know, especially when he's on full when he's on full souls like he is now, it's not too dangerous for him to be deep in there. There's no percentage damage from what I can see from Wood League so far. Meanwhile, we do have double altars spawning here in the top. Looks like right now we've got a 2v1, but multiple members of Wood League rotating up slightly ahead of the members of UARK Esports. So we'll see what happens up here in the top. We'll give you the full overhead God mode view. As right now, it looks like it's just kind of a trade out. Z-Blaster going to be stalled a little bit there by Cavlor and that Globe. But this time it looks like he's going to get the cap through. But we do have the drag coming out onto Cavlor. Blue Space Hat trying to follow up a nice peels. VP on the backside, though, does catch 2 Arrow, trying to kind of forestall that. Ancestral also being popped there. And now it looks like it's Wood League that's looking to try and push the issue. Jax Taxman trying to walk away. Does get hit by the stun from Misha. It looks like for right now, both members are just going to back away. Misha is going to make it out just fine as well. So again, these teams seeming very evenly matched here in the early game, just kind of going back and forth at each other. Not really too much to be said for either team gaining a huge advantage. 13-13, 24-24 on the core health. Jackman actually, or J-Mac I should say, a little bit deep in there on the scouting, but does end up backing up once discovered there by UARK. And again, both teams just kind of mirroring each other, trading out the sapper camp captures. Both teams double soaking in the mid and top, not worrying too much about the overall soak, but electing to focus most of their attention on the bot lane. Meanwhile, Dahaka did start the camp, but Korix is here to check it, and he'll back up for the moment on it. Members of Wood League pushing in here a little bit. And you start to see Kavlor, throwing some of those globes at the bottom bell tower in that general direction, trying to get some extra damage onto it. If you can chip away at it slowly, that's not a bad way to take it. But meanwhile, we have reached our 5th map objective here in this matchup, and we're going to see another triple altar phase. Looks like for now, both of these teams are just going to choose to trade out in the top lane, which give a slight advantage to UARK, as they do have the brush stock for him to be able to come down. And here he comes into that back area. He's going to get the drag right away onto Azmodan, and he gets completely blown up there. Textbook usage of that ult and that brush stock. Meanwhile, Droopy getting pretty low, was hit with the isolation there. So he's going to go ahead and back out. And as we have 20 on each and no Azmodan, it looks like UARK is going to probably be able to secure this one. But they're still trying to stall at another big drag there by Jack's Taxman. It is, however, J-Mac, so he's not going to, there's not going to quite be enough damage to be able to take him out. And it looks like we'll just resume to status quo for these teams as they just double soak and focus on the bot lane. An advantage so far to Wood League on that bottom lane focus. They do have the entire front wall down. The level 16's now in for UARK Esports. They're just a little bit ahead right now in the XP, but level 16 also now in for Wood League. So just, a few seconds worth of advantage. Nothing really to capitalize on. And again, if I'm Kavlor, I'm not too worried about the I'm not as worried about the wave clear, though he is still trying to stack up that quest, to be fair. You could even look to throw those globes directly at the bell tower, though, and chip away at it slow. Dead Latin actually kind of aggressively rotating in and starting on that camp. Maybe just a bait. J-Mac certainly didn't make it out of that situation. Nice blow up there from UARK Esports, and that is what their comp is looking to accomplish, and boy did it ever there. Blue Space Shadow, though, actually getting kind of low from the harass here from Droopy and Kavlor, but still the camp steal coming in from UARK, and that's something they sorely needed here. They've been being beaten up in this bot lane, and now this will even out the damage a little bit, but oh, Blue Space Hat, so much harass coming in from Kavlor. He does not want to lose those souls. He also doesn't want to go back, so he's going to choose to tap the well, but does not have that level 1 talent to really empower the globes and the well taps. Meanwhile, oh my god, the drags onto Kavlor once again. Jack's Taxman, calm down. I think we've already paid enough this game. But no, he's taxing everybody with those drags. Pokemaster J, though, getting hit by that globe from Kavlor. And now it's Wood League that's pushing in deep. Z-Blaster going to have to teleport out as J-Mac was coming in with that burrow charge to try and take him out. Barcode on the cap, and it's a full retreat from UARK Esports. And ladies and gentlemen, that means we're going to be tied once again at 16 apiece. And Towers of Doom just really going back and forth. Z-Blaster caught in the corner there, having to blink away. And now the counter steal. We saw UARK go in and steal their sappers, so now we're going to see it coming in on the other side. Kavlor not quite finding anybody with that empowered Globe of Annihilation that time. But look at the bees, like right in front of everyone. I don't think this is going to work out for UARK Esports. They needed to get a little further back if they wanted to actually complete their backs, but big bell tower conversion here for Wood League. This could be the turning point in the match for them. They still have the double soak going on here with the two solo laners. Or do we call them double laners now? Duo laners? Either way, quests being completed left and right, and Uberak needing just one more globe to be able to finish his. He's not quite going to be able to find it on that wave. It was a little too far pushed in to the members of UARK Esports, but constantly poking away here is Cavlor. 305 now on that count, so he is in range to probably be able to get it somewhere around the level 20 mark, maybe a little after, if he keeps this up. Either way, we do have a single altar spawn here in the bot lane, so big advantage to Wood League as UARK Esports can't fall back to that bell tower. Web Wrap does go down onto the Zeratul to start this off. Dead Latin, though, getting poked down, and out comes just a massive combo between the Lightning Breath and the Sabo. VP on the backside on 2 to keep Wood League away. And what a massive shift here by UARK Esports. They desperately needed to be able to deny the points here and get those kills to be able to equalize the map. Wood League taking a nice fight earlier, being able to get this bell tower, and the response from UARK is good. And again, you know, Jack's Taxman, just perfect timing on the rotation with that brush stock. And Wood League, actually smart macro plays. Gonna grab that camp real quick. We do also see the globe quest now done for JMac. But he's gotta be careful. All 5 are still here. So now we will see the pressure coming in from UARK as they converted their bell tower, and now they'll be looking to take Wood League's bell tower here in the bot lane. So we talk about the seesaw. Now we're starting to seesaw back over to UARK's side. We'll see if Wood League can get the response in. 356 on the count right now for Cavlor. Another wave coming in. They are going to have to back up, though. This bell tower is about to convert in favor of UARK Esports, and they're not going to be able to have the defense here. Now, same advantage that that Wood League had before, now in favor of UARK Esports on this spawn, except now it's a double. So they can look to try and trade out, though it would not be a favorable trade out. It would be a 5-for-3 shot trade for UARK Esports. So Wood League wouldn't necessarily want to do that unless they feel like they have to, which it looks like they are going to concede it. Karazim in the bot is going to cap, so 5 shots going over immediately to UARK. Meanwhile, the Rexar pressing forward. Jack's Taxman having to burrow, but in comes the Sabo. Not paired up, though, this time with the Lightning Breath, so not finding the damage they really wanted out of that combo. Meanwhile, Blue Space Hat so low on the backside, looking for an opportunity, but looks like Phoenix is going to just create his own there. Pokemaster J able to get the job done there. Meanwhile, Wood League looked like they did cap that. So now 13-8 on the kill counter, and with all these spawns and all the damage, they're going to look to try and convert this bell tower, but a 4-5? No, a 4-man VP. Rexar's dead. And Droopy following it up, or is going to be killed out of that on the follow-up. They do convert the bell tower, but my goodness, the cost I don't think is worth. They're going to give up 2 staggered deaths here. And it looks like UARK's going to position to just take this right back. Meanwhile, Globe Quest is completely done now. Full 400 finish. And Cavalier is trying to use that to his advantage here in the defense of this bell tower, but it's just not going to be enough. Instant conversion back here as this bell tower is just taking a beating on both ends. Meanwhile, Barcode going in way too far. He's going to be caught out, and that is maybe the end here. Two spawning in the top and the side of UARK Esports are actually going to cap this. So 3 sappers are going to be marching through the bot lane. If those go through, then it's only 5 points left on the core for UARK, and they would only need 1, or 5 points left on the core for Wood League. So UARK would only need 1 of these one of these capped after that bottom bell tower conversion. But instead, they're going to look to just get the 2 as Rexar is clearing in the bot lane. They get the back one, so that's half of what they need here. Over half, in fact. Meanwhile, Droopy getting hit by the tongue, and that is going to be it. They can't interrupt Pokemaster J. And just like that, that is going to be game 1 going over to UARK Esports. Very back and forth match throughout quite a lot of that series, but Wood League just not quite able to keep a hold of that momentum that they had going in towards level 20. UARK Esports able to take a big team fight and then start staggering those deaths. So very well played by both squads. You know, in a world where Wood League was playing for that late game with Asmodan, they did make it there, but they didn't make it there as 5. Why is it in slow-mo? Barnaby Jones, I do not know. I've got it playing on my side screen. It doesn't look like slow-mo to me, but I don't know, my friend. Either way, you know, we've actually got a match summary screen. I should probably try and utilize that from time to time, but we do have our match summary, so we'll take a quick look at the stats here. Pokemaster J, just MVP, and it makes sense, you know, with the fact that the whole comp was kind of built around the idea of empowering Savo and all the damage he could put out. Definitely utilized that ult well with the combination of Lightning Breath and a lot of damage all around. Meanwhile, you don't get a whole lot of damage from the Rhaegar. You get more healing focused with that hero and compared to the Kharazim, but Kharazim putting out actually more healing and a lot more damage, so contributing to what, you know, overall what UARK was looking to do there. So I'll give you guys a quick look at these talents before we move on to game number 2. All right, so we'll look to get this set up. Looks like they have already we're already jumping into lobby here. So it looks like Wood League electing to pick map here and taking us to Volskaya Foundry. So you guys, quick update on the map updates, or the map selections here. So first pick, first ban, gonna end up going over to UARK Esports once again. Worked out well for them the first time around. Now we got everybody filing on into lobby. So game number 2 going to be on Volskaya Foundry. Should be interesting to see if there are any adjustments these teams want to make. Kind of similar in how these maps work in terms of, you know, the map objective and team fighting being very important. You know, poke damage and sustain can be a big factor here. The map objective itself a little bit different, but of course, you know, of course, the way the map works with the pushing objective a little different, but overall the theme is still the same. You want good map taking, or you want good camp taking ability to be able to get the items this time around instead of the sappers, and then you want to be able to stay on these points and pressure your opponent back. Instead of being able to capture the camp, you just want to capture the point. But still overall quite a lot in common between these two maps. Oh, we're in Sandbox. Oh, feels bad. Yeah, we don't want to be in Sandbox, Volskaya. That'd be funny, though. Would be a little bit entertaining. Let me know if it's still going bad, Barnaby. I would say probably just restart, just hit refresh, and it'll probably start working again. Everything seems to be looking good on my telemetry here in OBS, so I think it's going okay. If anybody else is having trouble seeing anything or anything else looks off, let me know. I'll see if I can try and fix it. Now we'll see if Wood League can come back here, try and win on Volskaya. I like UARK though, their confidence in terms of being willing to take these first picks, not caring about maps so far. Just kind of doing their thing on whatever map they're put up on. Alright. Looks like we got a new lobby going. And this one is actually Volskaya Foundry, not the Sandbox. See all kinds of crazy stuff coming out in Sandbox mode. That's not exactly what we're looking for, I don't think. Looks like we're just making sure both teams are ready to go here. We do have everybody in lobby. We want to make sure everybody's good to go before we get started here. Alright, looks like we are ready to go. And looks like somebody's hitting the start button. There we go. Map number 2 going to be Volskaya Foundry. Wood League looking to bring it back to a game 3. UARK Esports looking to close it out here on our newest map. I think it's our newest map. Either way, still has been around for quite a while. We haven't had a new map in ages, it feels like, which I think is fine. Oh no, it was Alterac. Alterac's our newest. I knew there was one. Anyway, similar bands coming out, though. Asmodan going to be taken off the board this time by UARK, so they'll pivot just a little bit. And I like that, you know. Just because you win the game doesn't mean you don't have to change your strategy a little bit. But this time, Wood League is going to say no thank you to the Zeratul. They don't want to see those VPs coming in again. And I agree, you know, if your opponent's got a good Zeratul or Maiev, those are two heroes that you just don't want to see ever coming out in this game right now. They're just so powerful in coordinated play. You know, we are going to see a Nubarak, the first pickup here for UARK, so they're going to kind of show a little bit of what they were doing with the bans last time and prioritizing the tanks, but this time they use their first pick as a tool for it. Meanwhile, we're going to see Johanna and Rhaegar picked up once again, the Rhaegar for Barcode.
Victory for the Forsaken.
Meanwhile, Blaze and Sylvanas coming out. on the other side. So Sylvanas did garner that first ban from Wood League last time, but this time it slips through for Pokemaster J, and he'll go ahead and take this. I'm going to be watching very intently to see how he wants to build Sylvanas. I did recently see that Ryokai guide come out from the Nexperts episode that Ziltoid put together on the Nexus Gaming Series YouTube channel. Very interesting stuff on those. Meanwhile, we'll see Hanzo and Tyrande banned out here as the final bans for this Game 2 draft. Two more picks coming up now for Wood League. How do they want to follow up the Johanna Rhaegar? So they've got decent wave clear so far.
This realm needs me.
So they've got the room for the Li Ming, who doesn't have particularly great wave clear. And they're going to go back to the Rexar once again. So still got good poke ability. Li Ming, of course, a good option to counter the web wrap with that Disintegrate. It means you're also free to go into a little bit of a ranged build with Li Ming if you want, as opposed to the Calamity build. But I still think a lot of people like Calamity in a lot of situations. The burst blow-up potential is still good, even if you don't have the Wave of Force. Meanwhile, Greymane and Stukov coming out here. Greymane has been slowly making his way back into the meta recently. Though they haven't really changed anything with Greymane, he's just fitting better with the heroes that are getting strong in the current meta. Meanwhile, Zul'jin coming out as the final pick here for Wood League. So here comes the bad guy. I'm going to be throwing those axes all over the place. It's good shred against the Blaze and the Anubarak front line. This is a good map for him, kind of like when you'll occasionally see Kel'Thuzad's on this map. You know, you're kind of forced to team fight into the Zul'jin or Kel'Thuzad, and so you're kind of forced to allow them to stack, which is really what their main thing is. But overall, you know, I would say I do like the comp here from UARK. They've got, you know, good balance between everything. They got good sustain, you know, good frontline pressure. And I would say that their comp is definitely the lower burden of execution. It's a coin we've heard, you know, coined from Cavalier Guest and used quite often in our game, but something we always want to consider is how difficult is your match going to be to win. So either way, on the left, UARK Esports. We've got Blue Space Hat on the Anubarak. Dead Latin going to be playing the Stukov Z-Blaster. Going to be on Greymane. Pokemaster J on the Sylvanas. And Jax Taxman going to be on the Blaze. Meanwhile, on the right, we've got Wood League. J-Mac going to be playing the Johanna. Droopy going to be on Zul'jin. Korix back once again on the Rhaegar, or on the Rexar, I should say. Barcode is back on the Rhaegar, and we're gonna have Kavlor on the Li Ming. How could I forget Li Ming? Li Ming is my jam. So right away, good amount of damage going on to Droopy. Does look like Pokemaster J is looking for the more standard, popular build of that the Shadow Dagger build. So going to be trying to stack that early. Oh, meanwhile, Jax Taxman taking a ton of harass here from Korix early. Between the Rexar auto attack damage and the Misha stuns, it's going to be tough for Jax Taxman to do much here. But oh, look out, the rotation coming in. Here comes UARK Esports. Dead Latin and Z-Blaster are on it. The slows and the silence are there. And cocktail over the wall? No, it goes the wrong direction. Oh, I think Z-Blaster could have had that one. In my experience, competitive Greymanes make a living off of those cocktail over the wall kills. And almost had Korix there. Great rotation either way from UARK Esports. You love to see it. Meanwhile, we will see camps picked up on both sides. I kind of expect the level 4 Merc Queen upgrade to get 60% extra damage on those turrets. Hidden gem on this map for Sylvanas is that talent also stuns any camp or minion after being hit 3 times, and has all 3 stacks of the trait there. So you can shut down enemy turrets by doing that, by just auto attacking it 3 times as you attempt to kill it. But we shall see. And it is indeed the Merc Queen coming out for Sylvanas. Meanwhile, we'll see Wood League kind of posturing up here in the top. Definitely keeping an eye out for that camp. Meanwhile, once again, Korix being very aggressive on Jax Taxman down here, but now holding his own a little bit better with that level 4. The sustain's still pretty good for Blaze with all that extra fire. Meanwhile, both sides are seeing the camps being picked up. Aggressive posturing here by UARK. They might look to harass JMac a little bit, but not actually going to be in danger of being ganked there, though the counter damage coming out. They're going to force Dead Latin to pop that bio kill switch. And now it looks like both teams are going to prioritize the top clear here a little bit. Meanwhile, Misha put on the duty of guard duty here on control point B. Or A, I should say. It's A, it's the mid one. Dead Latin, though, taking a lot of harass on the backside, and Droopy going in, getting those axes thrown out. They were looking for a reset there for Cavalier, but not quite able to find it. Meanwhile, this is looking like standard Calamity build so far for Cavalier, but not necessarily locked into that just yet. Meanwhile, early turret put down here for Wood League as they're looking to try and get this percentage up. Meanwhile, there is the turret down on the other side. I'm going to be mostly focusing on Misha, but Misha does end up falling here. And it looks like for right now, they're going to go ahead and push them back. Both turrets end up falling here, but it's UARK Esports that reclaims the, or claims for the first time, I should say, the control point A. Looks like both teams are going to prioritize grabbing their turrets, though a little later on the rotation is Wood League. I'll have to see if UARK wants to get aggressive here. Blue Space Hat is going to have it scouted out, and all 5 members are coming. So this is a nice gain here if they're able to steal this turret camp away. Having Sylvanas with 2 turrets is going to be very difficult for Wood League to have to battle into. When they come to contest, they can just plop both of those down, and they're both going to be doing 60% bonus damage. Now, the heal camp was picked up for Wood League, and they're going to look to try and make the advantage, but there's the 2 turrets down, and you can see they're both empowered. They're shooting. Droopy taking a lot of damage. We even see Pokemaster J throwing the Haunting Wave aggressively in there to apply those triple stacks from that level 7 upgrade. So the silence on the backside, but Dead Latin's going to think better of it and walk away for now. Misha is going to end up falling, and this is turning on to a full-on brawl. Both turrets are down. The heal camp is down, but JMac is going to be the first to fall. Barcode also very low, is going to barely make it out there with that last-second heal, and for now it's going to be UARK Esports picking up the first map objective here. The
Blue team has taken control of our protector.
Oh, there we go, the Protector. Jax Taxman rotating here to the bot lane, so we're going to see both of them just kind of continuing the soak game. Meanwhile, Pokemaster J, very aggressive in here, is going to use the Haunting Wave out, is able to escape. And we will see the Protector up here in the top lane, trying to prioritize getting the well down. Well, the well actually still alive. They turn around and they get the Zul'jin kill, and that's okay. They've got plenty of time to come back in before that shield starts regenerating. Level 10's now online with the 2 kills from UARK and Li Ming! Oh, the the beam of death there. Able to catch him out and finish off Kavlor.
You push the protector to its limit.
Yeah, hate to see it.
Blue team has destroyed the
Not if you're UARK Esports, they love to see it. Meanwhile, in the mid, Pokemaster J even throwing out the Wailing Arrow, trying to secure barcode, but 3-0 on the kill count so far. Level 10's now in for UARK Esports. It is going to be go for the throat, along with drop bunker, massive shove, Wailing Arrow, and the cocoon. Meanwhile, level 10's now coming in for Wood League on the other side as this top fort falls. And looks like for right now, Wood League's just going to back up. It is going to be Disintegrate, along with the Blessed Shield, Ancestral Healing, Tazdingo, and the Summon Boars once again. Oh, yeah, Unleash the Boars. Summon Boars is better for eating. Unleash the Boars is better for attacking. Now, Blue Space Hat sharking around. Playing that roaming ward. Bringing a little bit of harass for his trouble, but no big deal there. This is a 5v4 in the mid as Blaze is bot lane. So Wood League trying to find something to give them an advantage here. Korix will be rotating down though to catch this bottom wave. Meanwhile, Blaze actually now rotating up, so this is going to be a 4v5 in the other direction. We'll see if maybe UARK Esports wants to try and take a fight here. It's a long way to safety for Wood League, no matter what direction they try and retreat to. So this wouldn't be a bad fight to take if you're UARK Esports, but it's just a matter of can they actually force it. And for right now, they seem to feel like they cannot. Meanwhile, 59 now on the Shadow Dagger quest there at level 1 for Pokemaster J. You'll see Jax Taxman back to the bottom lane along with Korix. Holding on to that turret. Camp picked up in the top lane. And now level 13's here for UARK. So they're going to look to try and force by starting the support camp here. Jax Taxman rotating up as well. And this will be pretty easily secured. Wood League not wanting to force that level, that fight down level 13. And now this is a pretty big advantage for UARK all around. Not only the level 13 talent tier as this control point activates, but also they have their fort and healing well up here on top. So if they feel like the fight's not going their way, they can look to back up. But Korix is gonna go down and is gonna give them a little gift as well. He did have that turret and picked up by UARK Esports. So now they are having all the toys in this contest. As the level 13s come in for Wood League, an unfortunate rotation, but you can't take anything away from UARK Esports. They were on that. They were hiding in that brush, or that steam vent, I should say, while you know, they knew that the members of Wood League were going to be coming up in that direction, and they also probably weren't going to be too on guard because Jax Taxman was on the point. Wood League probably assumed that UARK wouldn't be there. So I really like that call. Korix actually not even coming up to the objective. Yeah, they're just full giving here. So second protector of the game going to go over to UARK Esports. And the question now is, do they bring it to the bot lane to try and secure the bot fort and continue that structure advantage into control point C, or do they go after the top keep? And I like this call. They're going to go ahead and go to the top keep, especially with Pokemaster J and that black arrow being able to shut down the towers. They should be able to push this in and at least threaten for a keep. I don't know if they'll secure it, but they can think of this as a check for the members of Wood League, whether or not they can defend this. And the defense is good. They tore apart that protector.
I did not expect the protector to be destroyed like that.
Yeah, I don't think UARK Esports expected the protector to be destroyed like that either. But between Zul'jin and Li Ming, they have very good counter siege potential. And Rexar as well, actually, is gotten a lot better at that. So they're able to rip that apart. But meanwhile, Jax Taxman in the bot lane this whole time, doing a nice job of opening up this bottom wall. They don't get the well, which would have been kind of the ultimate prize here. But look at the item advantage. 3 turrets and the biotic emitter right now for UARK Esports. They are in the driver's seat for sure. And we are going to see them collapsing in here. Black Arrow going down onto the structure, shutting it down here. Meanwhile, the Root and the Silence out onto Zul'jin. He's not able to pop the Tazdingo. The double silence there with Wailing Arrow as well. But Blue Space Hat very low on the backside. They do pop the bunker, and they get the fort down, but it's a 2 for nothing as Blue Space Hat is going to have to back out. Z-Blaster on the Greymane trying to secure another kill here onto J-Mac. Will be able to. Barcode also very low. He's going to make it out though. But at the end of the day, it's a 3 for nothing exchange as Wood League not quite able to find the kills they needed. Level 16 and now 17 in for UARK Esports as they're beating down the doors on this bottom keep and no reason to stop. 15 seconds before Johanna is available in defense, and Rexar is up in the top lane, so they're going to be able to take this keep 100%, and this is starting to look like it's an opportunity for them to win the match and secure the domination in this series. As they open up this bottom keep, that is their lane where they can try and take the next win condition they have. If they're able to secure the Triglav Protector from control point C, that could be the beginning of the end. Meanwhile, a turret picked up, so they did pop the biotic emitter earlier and one of the turrets. So now it's just 3 turrets that the members of UARK Esports has as they go up and get the biotic emitter. But this is an opportunity for Wood League to try and fight here, but Rhaegar way in the bot lane. Not going to be able to get here in time. And now it's really up to UARK Esports. They're in the driver's seat here. They can elect to just try and take the advantage they have down to the bot lane with all these extra turrets, the available fort to fall back to, the well, or they can look to just spread out on the map and try and soak to get level 20 at this point. By the time Wood League got on the point and actually charged it to 99, I think UARK could have level 20. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and they're saying, you know, it's been 8-0. We have all of the toys. It's getting kind of late. About time to hit the old dusty trail. We do see Misha going down early here, but out come the Boars. Going to slow them down. Big Condemn coming in, but the Web Wrap in response, and they're going to focus in on to Droopy. The question is, can he get the Taz Dingo? No. Wailing Arrow with the denial again, and a huge massive shove coming out of the cocoon. Gonna zone away Johanna. Go for the throat from Z-Blaster. Will secure the kill on Li Ming. Misha's back just in time to die again. And just like that, UARK Esports rolling here in game number 2 on Volskaya Foundry. They continue the charge. Blue Space Hat is going to make sure they get this. By the way, 3 turrets during that whole mess with Sylvanas' level 4 talent. She's so strong on this map. And my goodness, UARK Esports looking fresh here in game number 2. They're even going to open up the front wall here, you know, since they don't have much else to do. Level 20 now in. As if they needed anything else here for this push. However, Dead Latin actually getting kind of low. Is going to pop the heal. And Misha, unfortunately, looks like it's going to fall once again. 2 catapults down here in the bot lane to accompany this push with the Triglav. Again, good counter siege from Wood League, though. We'll see if maybe they can make something out of this defense. They do have a turret down to get things started, but J-Mac is super low. No level 20, no indestructible available, and the Protector, looking a little bit like a Punisher there with that jump and that finish off onto Johanna. The shields are down, and it looks like the members of UARK Esports are going to start focusing on the core. 50%. The Triglav Protector has more health by this point, and that is going to be it. Game 2 and the series is going to go over to UARK Esports here on Volskaya Foundry. Very, very well played by both of these teams. Wood League having a lot of good moments in that matchup, but UARK Esports just playing the macro so well here on this map. Just very impressive to see. You guys are match summary here. Never mind, we're not going to give you a match summary because for some reason my game loves to do that. It's about a 50-50 kind of thing. You know, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But either way, let's reach out to Z-Blaster and see if he wants to do a quick interview. All right. So it looks like we're going to get Dead Latin in for a for an interview. Hello.
Hey.
All right, so we are joined by Dead Latin here from UARK Esports. How are you guys feeling after that win?
We're feeling really good. We're kind of in our, what we like to call our week of death here, where this is our third match in 5 days, with the fourth one coming up here in 2 days against Regen Red. But so far, 3-0 through that stretch, and hopefully we can carry that momentum into Thursday.
Well, there you go. So far, so good for UARK Esports. So, looking at game number one, pretty back and forth through a lot of that match. You know, we saw some really nice plays coming out from Wood League to kind of shift a little bit of that momentum early. How do you guys feel like you brought that one back after they had taken that bottom bell tower and were looking to kind of take control of that game one?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of on us. Our entire game plan there was just to keep trading off until 16, which with having a Zero tool, you hit your massive power spike. And so from there, kind of take the game to them, which we did up until we just took way too much poke. We didn't respect the Hanzo. Credit to their Hanzo player for really be able to dive as much as we'd want to, and forcing us just to give up the fort there. But we were able to rebound, take the fights that we wanted to take, and get the dive targets we wanted to, and turn the game around.
So I'm getting a little bit of a clue from how the game turned out in game two, but one of the things I noticed right away was in that draft for game two is they decided not to ban out the Sylvanas from you. Tell me a bit about the comms and what Pokemaster Jay's feeling was as soon as that second draft or second ban pick came in from Wood League.
Yeah, for us, it was, we were looking for a couple things. Ana, which we kind of assumed they would ban, just because of how powerful she is. And then Anubarak and Sylvanas were our top two priorities otherwise. We love playing with Sylvanas. She provides both now great damage in fights for some great burst, as well as if you are able to win, even just get one pick, you're able to put so much map pressure. So as soon as we saw it was open, we immediately took the opportunity to take it.
Yeah, playing three heroes, I feel like that were really strong in that game that, you know, maybe Anubarak not so much, but don't get a whole lot of credit, which is Sylv, Greymane, and the Anubarak. Do you feel like those were the keys, or am I missing an element there to your win in game two?
Actually, I think it is the Anubarak and the Sylv. Anubarak right now is, to us, the number 2 main tank in the game. Just even against the Li Ming, getting Cocoon value to be able to force a 5v4, as well as just get a ton of CC to start engages. It makes my life as a Stukov easier once I have the roots as well with my lurking arm. So just, he brings so much engage and team fight value, especially after 10, that he's a crucial part of that game too.
Yeah, and I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't ask you a support question since we got you in here on the on the interview.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a step back to game one. tell me a little bit about your thought process with the Karazim, the build you went, and where you feel like that fit in your comp.
Yeah, so Karazim is kind of in a situation where he's the dive support. So really, we saw that we didn't get Ana, so if Ana's banned out, I can kind of flex over to another whatever support we needed. There, we wanted someone who can dive, so Karazim's able to provide a lot of burst damage right onto targets, especially with level 1. You kind of, in my mind, have to take the damage, and then from there on, you're taking more supporty stuff like the cleanses, the more dashes, as well as to be able to get in, punch, get a couple punches in, pop your ult, basically immediately in fights because it has 0 cooldown. You saw me basically as soon as I dive in, pop that ult, get some damage onto someone, and then get out and get that heal onto your team. Especially because in a dive comp like we were running, we were grouped up anyway, so you're really able to maximize Karazim heal value.
Yeah, so you had referenced it earlier, so I'm gonna bring it up again anyway. Though you guys have a big match coming up Thursday night, the Thursday night showdown this week. In fact, against Regen Red. How are you guys feeling going into that matchup? Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
We're really excited to play Regen. We've had really good matches against them in the past, especially last NGS season. We've always been 2 very closely matched teams, so it's going to come down to... I've seen them scouting our matches a lot, whether it be our TESPA collegiate matches or our match yesterday. So it should be interesting to see what they bring strategy-wise to the table, and if we're able to pull something unique like we always are able to find out of our bag as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested in watching that match and see how you guys do. But before we let you go, are there any shout-outs you'd like to make?
Definitely. So first of all, shout out to the rest of the team. Good performance so far, even when we're when some of us aren't on their A game, as they like to call their performance today. Able to bring it back and play our game. Big shout out to our coach, Celeb TV Met, for helping us with our macro a lot and just overall being able to advance us as a team. And then thanks to the University of Arkansas for allowing us to play esports on the collegiate level.
Very nice. Well, congratulations once again. Thank you for coming out, and I appreciate you coming in for the interview. And congrats on the win tonight. You guys deserve it.
Yeah. And thanks so much for casting this game, Jason. It'll be nice to be able to watch, and I'm sure the cast was fantastic. I'll see you later tonight.
Thanks. I actually felt like it went pretty well for someone who's been having as many stream issues and everything the last few weeks. I felt like tonight was pretty smooth. So that'll be up on YouTube soon, and hopefully you guys will enjoy watching it.
Thanks so much, and we'll see you Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be watching. All right, well, that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. But guess what? We have the Tuesday night showdown, the pregame show actually going live right now. So I'm going to send you guys over to that match in just a second. But before I do, I want to shout out the NGS Patreon. Go check that out, guys. We've got quite a lot of cool things going on right now with the Patreon, and it really helps support the league. So go ahead and check that out on the... you can just search out on Google NGS Nexus Gaming Series Patreon, and it'll come right up. Also, don't forget to follow here, Jason Hots, and same on Twitch. You guys can find all of my stuff there. I tweet out occasionally stuff that's not NGS related, but most of it's NGS stuff. And of course, don't forget to hit that follow button if you guys want to see more Nexus Gaming Series action. I'll be streaming a lot of the games right here on my channel, and I'm often hosting and rating other channels that are doing the same thing. So thanks again, everybody, for coming out tonight. I appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, for NGS, I am Jason, and we're going to send you over to the Nexus Gaming Series channel. Enjoy, guys.